Hello, I'm Troy Parker, President of Innovative Labor and Cleaning, and this is another Mental Health Monday. I wanted to talk to you a little more about visualization. A couple people have asked me, because there's research about various ways to do visualization. There's scientific facts, proof, whatever you want to call it, studies about the benefits of visualization. I shared with you, I use a technique where I visualize the end result, and really it's after the end result. So I use the example of finding a mate, or it can be finding a job or getting a promotion. If you wanted a promotion and you knew that, okay, if you got this promotion, you would change offices, or you'd leave from a cubicle to an office. You knew that certain people now would be either on the same level with you, and other people would be below you, and there'll be those higher. In this example, you know, okay, after you got the promotion, there'll be the congratulations. You'd be in your new office. So my technique is I would visualize something in that new office where some of those who I'm now over are coming and congratulating me, or someone who is on the same level with me, or someone higher up. I wouldn't do all three, because then it gets confusing and then you're visualizing different people talking to you. And the key is to keep the scene short, because you just basically replay it. So let's say I get the job, I'm in the new office, box on the desk. I might visualize seeing the desk in front of me, the box, some of my stuff in it. I don't get all into detail like what's all in the box. Then I might see the coworker coming over, and I think I've shared this with you before, shaking my hand, and I'll see the shaking of the hand. So I'll see my imaginary hand, just what I would see right here. Because the key is to be in the visualization. It's not where you're sitting back watching yourself like, oh, there I am. Oh, I look a little heavy there. Maybe I should have stood this way. No, you're in it. So you would see just what you would see normally. You're extending your hand, so you'd see your hand, your arm, you'd see the person, whoever it was, shaking your hand, saying congratulations on the new promotion. Now, in that exchange, you would have a feeling. How would it feel to be congratulated by this person? Now you're gonna pick a person that you wanna be congratulated by. So it could be your new boss, or maybe the VP of the company, whoever it is. That quick 2-second little video, congratulations, Troy, on a new promotion. You're shaking his hand. You'll feel the handshake, feel the feeling you feel, getting the congratulations, and then at the same time you're seeing the part of the office you would see, the desk, the box, him coming and shaking your hand. That's it. Then you replay that video over and over in your mind. Now, the key is to be in a relaxed state. So I always tell people, sit down, a few deep breaths, and then just focus on your breathing until you get to that sleepy state. That's why a lot of people say, do it right before you go to bed, or first thing when you wake up, because you're in that sleepy state in your conscious mind, that mind that'll tell you, you're not gonna get that position. I don't even know why you're doing that. It hasn't woken up. But throughout the day, you can still put yourself in that meditative state by just calming down, maybe sitting in a park, going someplace quiet, take maybe 3 deep breaths, and just start focusing on your breath in and out till you get that nice relaxed state. Then you kind of hit play in your mind and play that little scene. But there is another way to visualize. Some people like to visualize the steps to getting to the goal. So in our same example, you might have the step of, okay, 1, you're going to the first interview for the new position. You go to the first interview and you might visualize the part at the end of the interview where the person tells you, hey, this is a great interview. I really think you'd be good for this position. That might be step 1. Now you go to the next step. The next step may be a second interview. And in this interview, it might be the actual person you're going to be working for and the first person from HR. So now there's 2 people in the interview. Now you might use the same picture or visualization of them saying, and this would all run together. You'd have the first interview, the person saying that this is a great interview, I think you'd be a perfect fit. Then you go right to the second one, and you might hear, Troy, this is your second interview, and I have to say, we are impressed with you. It doesn't have to be long, because the whole thing is to make it 2-3 seconds or so. Then you can see the final, where now there's 3 people. There's the VP, the person you're working directly for, and the person from HR. And the VP, he's there, and then you don't go through the whole interview because you don't want this to be a half an hour, because then your mind will start drifting off. You'll start thinking, what are the kids doing? I wonder what, I'm hungry. And then you just be in and out. So you just go from the first interview, hey, I think you'd be a great fit for this position. Second interview, you know, Troy, or whatever your name is, don't put Troy in there. Troy, we really like you for this, and we're gonna talk about this and get back to you. Something quick. Then the final interview, hey Troy, we wanna offer you the position. This is the pay we're gonna offer you, but make it short and quick. So the whole thing, all three, boom, 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 boom. Then you get yourself in that same relaxed state and play it out. Now, in this, you're visualizing the steps. Now, there's a lot of argument out there in the spiritual community and scientific community that, well, if you visualize a step, it doesn't work as well. Others say if you visualize the end, that doesn't work as well. Find what works for you. Just going to the end works, but my mind works in a certain way where that works for me. Another person's mind may work differently. They may feel they have to do it the step by step. Now, what this does during the step by step is this. If you just do it like I do and go right to the end, some people get anxious, like, okay, I'm gonna get the position, or I'm gonna get the new contract, but how am I gonna go about getting it? And they become anxious. And then even though after they do the visualization, they're so anxious because they just went right to the end, then their conscious mind starts saying, well, that can't happen. You don't even know how you're gonna do it. You're not gonna get it. And then, as you know, what you believe is basically what comes to you. So if you're believing that, okay, well, no, I can't figure it out. Since I can't figure it out, I can't reach it. So going straight to the end and visualizing the end might not work for you. It might be better for you to break it into baby chunks. So see the first interview, or if it's, you know, finding that spouse, as we talk about, finding that right partner, it might be going to the first date, then seeing the first date. At the end of the first date, you know, right at the end, the person saying, this is great, I'd really like to go out with you again. Okay, then you see a second date and do it that way. Now, sometimes you're not gonna know all the steps. So that's why most of the time do I use the step method, because most of the time you don't know all the steps to get there. But some people may know, might be on a case-to-case basis. Things where you might know the steps, you might say, okay, I'm gonna use the step method. Times where you might, you know, feel like, I don't know all the steps, but, you know, I think I can do it. You might just go right to the end. There's no one way. And all the things I share with you, never think I'm saying that, okay, this is the way to do it, don't do it any other way. That's it. That's like telling someone, well, there's only one way to screw a screw, or one tool you can use to screw a, screw or into a plug. And that's not so. You can use a screwdriver, you can use a penny, you can use a butter knife, you can use your fingernail sometimes to get the screw turned in. There's different ways. And based on how we think, but more so how we believe, is the key. Because if someone believes off the rip that, hey, I can't just go to the end and see myself, just hired and in the job, it's never gonna work. Well, you just use the law to create that. So it's not gonna work for you. And then do it the step-by-step method. Or if you do it vice versa and say, if I do that step-to-step method, it's not gonna work, you're absolutely right, because you've just claimed it for yourself. It's not. But don't get tied up in all that. Find what works for you. Whichever one of these methods work, or you may find something that's a little different, but if it works for you, use that. And visualization is the key. Once you know what you want, then use visualization as a tool, along with things like, don't forget the vision board. There's nothing wrong with it. I still have a vision board where you put up pictures of things you might want: house, a car. If it's the mate, put the mate. Since you don't know what the mate looks like, maybe cut the head of the people off. Maybe just put the body there. It could be different vacation spots. Then when you look at the vision board, it's the feeling. As you imagine yourself, or you might be in Paris, but the vision board is good. Some people like journaling, where you just write out. It can be a gratitude statement. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the perfect mate who is, and then name off the qualities. All these things can help you in drawing to you the things you want in your life. I hope this helped, and as always, remember, it's up to you to make your life matter.